Hey everyone, welcome back. I have today for you another map discussion video. So this will be a sequel to the one that we put out, I believe last month. That was how to predict your characters from the 4-star map. So I covered every unit that was in the game at launch, including Godzilla Ultima. So in this video today, we'll go over Kong, Jet Jaguar, and Godzilla 2021. However, I do want to say something before we start. I've been getting a lot of messages and a lot of questioning about what does this mean? What does this mean on my map? Is this guarantee this? Does this guarantee that? So I just want to go over something really quickly before we hit any of the main important parts. On my screen, you'll see a few examples of maps that mean literally nothing. We have one that says, as I gazed up at the starry sky, a large shadow loomed above, blocking out every speck of light. There's definitely something out there. That doesn't guarantee you anything just because it says that. There are a bunch of descriptions on maps that are really generic, and you'll get them no matter what. There are others that are saying, like, a dark figure blocked out the sun above us mere moments before flying off into the distance. We resolved to hurry after it. You know what? That does mean something. That means whatever is in your map is going to be flying. It doesn't mean you're getting Ghidorah. It doesn't mean you're getting Space Godzilla because they can fly. It just means something in that map is flying. If it's not one of the legendary maps, you know, the purple ones, and it says that, it could be Gigan, it could be Rodan, it could be Megaguirus, it could be any flyer unit. That's what that means. Additionally, a very common one that I get asked of, is this Mothra, is this Space Godzilla, is when your location is in the Arctic on the very top of the earth in Canada, and it says, as we camped, I gazed up at the sky and witnessed a beautiful aura. It was soothing sight after a tiring expedition. This doesn't mean Mothra and this doesn't mean Space Godzilla. This is just talking about the location and them observing the Aurora Borealis. Nothing more than that, and you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out what is in your expedition. Likewise, a very common piece of intel in these maps is one that talks about a terrible sandstorm that leaves us with no choice but to remain here and endure it for the time being. This does not mean Godzilla Ultima. This is just a sandstorm. For Godzilla Ultima, it will talk about a red sandstorm or red sand, and then at the very last paragraph of the expedition, it'll talk about the creature putting a giant white beam of light into the sky. That's for Godzilla Ultima. Just because it mentions a sandstorm does not mean it's going to be Godzilla Ultima. To accurately predict your expeditions, and I explained this in the previous video, and I'll say it again before we get into the next 3 slides that I have prepared, you can predict what monster it's going to be at around the 3rd paragraph to the end with decent accuracy. If it's a unique monster like Kong, there will generally be like 2 or 3 paragraphs about him talking to a young girl or a young girl just doing things in the jungle, you know. But if it's like Ghidorah and Space Godzilla have a lot of overlapping text, like it fell from the sky, it was an astro monster of some kind, like it came from space or whatever. They don't say astro monster by name, but like it came from space, you know what I'm saying. So you just have to be careful in your predictions because there are some overlap, especially with some of the monsters that came with the game at global launch. A lot of the other monsters that we'll see in this and a lot of the more unique ones have unique text, but there are some that overlap, so I thought that should be explained, as well as don't get too giddy if you just see like something on your 2nd hour into the map. You're really not going to be able to tell what monster you have until your map is near completion. That way is the most accurate way to tell what you're going to be receiving. So now let's get into why everyone's here, how to predict King Kong, Jet Jaguar, and Godzilla 2021. For King Kong, whenever there's a mention of a young girl enthusiastically talking to a giant monster, that is Kong. They talk about Gia, I think that's her name from the movie, a lot in these log entries. So there's one where she's hiding, there's one where she's running around. As long as there's any kind of mention whatsoever of a little girl, you're gonna get Kong. For Jet Jaguar, whenever there's mention of a local factory, a large human-shaped machine, or a robotic voice, that is going to be Jet Jaguar, as those are pretty key elements of Jet Jaguar's character and of the Godzilla Singular Point anime. Finally, we have Godzilla 2021. Whenever your maps say that there is a creature responsible for a huge path of destruction and he must have headed towards the ocean in pursuit of something and that the creature's found its target, that is Godzilla 2021. It's a little confusing, but in the MonsterVerse movies, Godzilla does chase after Kong and Ghidorah and various other titans, so it makes sense that his logs would mention that he is in the pursuit of something, and he's swimming in the ocean because he's Godzilla. So that's all the information we have on maps right now. I hope I could clarify some things for you guys in the beginning on how to predict what you're going to be getting, and I hope that I've helped you figure out what you are going to be getting in your maps with Kong, Jet Jaguar, and Godzilla 2021. Thank you for so much for sticking through the video. If you want to see a video just like this but on the normal monsters in the game, let me know below, because I have no problem making an in-depth, lengthy video on every other monster that you could get, even if they're not a 4-star. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.